Biggest question, why oil prices are increasing recently. Now it's 200 rupees per liter. If you get a BP sugar, whatever money you are saving in the oil, you end up paying for the hospitals. Refined oil, the oil doesn't have any smell, it doesn't have any color. In front of the customer only, you extract the oil and show them. Could be like 80 per kilo. But ghee will be like, right, 400, 500 per kilo. Even if you consider sunflower, how much sunflower you need to extract 1 liter and how much the price companies are keeping for 1 liter of sunflower. And it was not like 200, it was probably like 60, 70 if you go like probably 5 years back. And gradually it has become almost like 200 rupees. The observation probably majority of you are making is the petroleum products and the edible oil. If petroleum products prices are going, even the edible oil prices are also going high. So you might be wondering why this is happening, right? So this is all part of the biggest scam which is happening in India. If you just go back, how we used to get edible oils. The small farmers who are growing the oil seeds, it could be say groundnut, coconut, or it could be any oil seed. So they used to bring those oil seeds and give it to say a cold pressing machine, and that machine used to extract the oil out of it, and then that used to be distributed to the end consumer. It was a profitable business because end of the day there was a direct delivery from farmer to the consumer. So there was no adulteration or anything which was happening in between. Then what happened, because of this industrialization, we just want everything to be automated. We don't like complex processes which involves say manual effort. As things got evolved, we figured out, okay, what is the better way of getting the oil out of these seeds? It could be say rice bran oil, or it could be any seeds, right? It could be soya bean. So when scientists decided, okay, there are like other ways, probably by using a solvent we can extract, then it led to the revolution which created the something called as refined oils. We get a lot of advertisements, right? Every day you will see some or other company giving advertisements saying their brand has the best edible oil. But let's understand in India how it happened. So initially I think it all started in 1940s, where I think one of the company came up with dalda, which is nothing but vegetable oil in some different form. And why it was done was, if you see, for all these fries, whatever you do, right, it could be like a potato chips or something like that, the vegetable oils doesn't have a very high boiling point. So everyone has to use either ghee, which is like very expensive. Even nowadays ghee is very expensive. Back days also it was very expensive. So people were trying for anything alternate which will help in those frying things, and scientists came up with something called as dalda, which has like very high boiling point but extracted from vegetable seeds. That started the evolution, and it became immediate hit because it was very cheap compared to the ghee which we are getting. It could be like 80 per kilo, but ghee will be like, right, 400, 500 per kilo. So there was huge margin and it immediately became a success. And that caught attention of multiple companies. And then they started looking for other ways of extracting. And as you know, whatever the Western countries do, we just end up copying the same things. And refined oil is something where the Western countries started very early on that, because industrial revolution, as you know, it started in the Western countries. And we just Indians copied the same approach. So what is the problem, right? If you just think, okay, what is the rate of groundnut in current market and how much groundnut is needed to extract 1 liter of oil? I'm talking about the traditional way of extracting, cold pressed way of extracting. And if you compare with the current oil rate, it could be sunflower. You take the sunflower oil, because I know a lot of oil companies are using sunflower oil for their advertisement. So even if you consider sunflower, how much sunflower you need and to extract 1 liter, and how much the price companies are keeping for 1 liter of sunflower. I'll tell you, we have grown the sunflower and it's not a good market. The farmer who are growing sunflower, they were not getting good money, and majority of the people have stopped growing the sunflower. But still in the market you are getting sunflower oil. If you just do a small research, India is the second largest importer of edible oil. After China, I think it's the second largest importer. So Indians are not growing, but oil is coming from somewhere else. Wherever they are extracting, they need the raw material, and there is no supply of such raw material how we used to get earlier. So what is happening is there is a petroleum product which is used as a solvent in extraction of the oil, and that is very, very cheap. And because of that, they were able to reduce the oil price, refined oil price, very low. So usually if you ask a small laborer who is working and you ask him to pay say 400 rupees for a cold pressed oil and 200 rupees for refined oil, he'll always go for refined oil because he just want to save some money. He doesn't understand what is the bad effects of it. So that became an advantage of refined oil, and it spreaded like anything. So now every household uses the refined oil. But what is the problem? So if you go back to the calculation I said, you will understand there is no way, if you extract using the cold pressed way of extracting the oil, there is no way you can extract and give at that price what you are getting from the refined oil. Just for your awareness, it doesn't have any smell, it doesn't have any color. It is like pure transparent color. The smell and the color is added later to the oil, and say if you want sunflower oil, they will just add the flavor of sunflower. If you need say olive oil, they will add flavor of oil. So end of the day, even though the smell is coming as coconut oil, it's not the coconut oil, it's like the flavor which they are adding. It's boiled at very high temperatures so that the nutritions, even whatever were there in those oil seeds, those are also gone. There is a lot of health issues for Indians. So last 50 years has seen so many heart patients, BP patients, sugar patients, and all of these have something in common, which is the edible oil which they use in their house is like one of the key parameter which is causing all these issues. Why should I buy, right? So if you look at the health expense, if you get a BP, sugar, whatever money you are saving in the oil, you end up paying for the hospitals, provided you don't have any insurance. Use less quantity of oil, but use the cold pressed oil. And for all those who are thinking of starting a business, this is like probably the best business you can start, because whoever were there in this business earlier, they are all closed now. There is no one because of the competition from the refined oil. Since the refined oil price is also going high, it's a good time to start the edible oil business now. Get one machine which is probably using the wooden extracting machine, which is very similar to the way ancestor used to extract the oil, and cost of that could be anywhere from say 1 lakhs to 2 lakhs, depending on again what is the size of the machine you are getting. If you are getting probably 10 kg machine, it could be less, and if you are getting 15 or 20 kg, it could be more. So that is like very small investment you can start. With that machine, you can every day probably extract 100 liters, 100 to 200 liters. And main thing about the cold press oil business is the marketing aspect. So you need to make sure at least every month you are getting a repeat customer. How you can get it is probably in front of the customer only. You extract the oil and show them how it works, and you explain them what is the downside of refined oils, what is the advantage of using cold pressed oils. And even if you say get 1000 customers per month, and you say on an average you are keeping say 400 rupees, it will be a good business model. And again, as the business grows, you can buy more wooden one, so that the temperature of that seed is not going to become very high, and all the nutritions which are there in the seeds will be extracted out. And even the side product that you can sell to animal feeds, and from that also you can make some money. And since the people are more health conscious, it's very easy nowadays to explain the value of cold pressed oils. And once you start, you can expand, because the oil market is like huge in billions in India. look at the market and how many people are doing the cold pressed oil, it is very, very less, not even 0.01%. So there is huge market, and it's, I think, the right time to start if you are thinking of starting a new business. And other aspect of that is you are also helping health aspect. You are helping them to reduce their BP, sugar, and even the heart issues by giving a good product. So that way also you are serving the environment.